Today.
Yes, today.
Okay,
Okay, so today we're talking about we touched a bit on it on our pop spot, but we're talking about depression and suicide. Why is there of late there's been so much suicide going on, and of course there can be no other reason apart from like depression, or rather most reasons for suicide have been depression. So what do you think is going on, guys? What should we do different, or should we open more platforms for people to talk about their feelings? Because mental health is very important. If you don't have good mental health, you're definitely prone to depression and committing suicide. Yeah.
I think depression is one of the most common mental illnesses that we have in the world. And I was reading somewhere, I think New Happy states were like 26% of adults in the States actually have depression or have suffered from depression. From depression. Now, there's so many causes of depression. People don't know exactly what it is, but they have come up with reasons as to why it could probably develop into something else. Some factors are family linked, could be genetic, like if you have someone from your family line who's suffered from depression before, chances are not very like at 50%. No. But there's a chance that you can probably suffer from it.
Yeah.
And we've seen so many people, the youth especially, when we talk about comedians.
Yeah.
Comedians are one of those, they're happy people. They make people happy, but I don't know if they know how to make themselves happy.
Yeah.
Like I think wameshajua hiyo art ya kuwachekesha, but really I don't know if wanajua kujichekesha though. But depression sometimes looks like very happy, like very happy person. They hide behind this mask of I'm okay, but clearly they're not. So I feel like there's actually a Facebook page. Is it Facebook in Kenya? It's called Befrienders something. Befrienders, where you can get emotional support if you're suffering from depression, or you feel like someone who's suffering from depression. So we need to be on the lookout about the signs and symptoms. First off, I think that's how we can go to the next step. When to recognize, and like when you can tell that this person is not okay, that they are sick, that they're mentally insane. No, not insane, they're not okay. So as long as we know the symptoms, which of course I'll let you guys talk, so we can have a conversation about the causes.
And there's also something that's called clinical depression. It has nothing to do with what's going on in your life. Like people who live a very good life, but I think it has something to do with like a hormonal imbalance. I think the endorphins, one of those things that is related to like making you happy and stuff. It's either they lack it, or it's not working, or it's not in their system. There's clinical depression, and there's a way that you can go and get diagnosed. The problem is we ignore people who have those signs, because a lot of the times it doesn't show up like physically at you're sick. You just don't feel like doing things. You want to stay by yourself all the time. You talk badly about yourself, like you have low self-esteem. And you just keep telling people, wewe acha kujifanya, enda ufanye kazi. Grow up, man. So clinical depression is also a thing. You could have the most perfect life, you drive the best cars, you have the most loving parents, but there's something in you like that is making you depressed, and that's what is called clinical depression. So we need to start taking these things seriously.
I'm gonna base my first statement on expectations, like talking about comedians. For anyone who's out there, if you love comedy, of course tunakuangalia expectations as far as umonamsei kwa TV. I'll talk about the stories which we've already done here. We've had like a couple of comedians wenye wamefika hiyo point, and kuna wenye like things have happened, and not even comedians peke yake. We've also had wasanii, tumekuwa na watu wengi sana wenye ambao walikuwa kama hiyo niliwaambia vio vya jamii. Lakini at the end of the day, I feel like for most people on this other side, naona watu mko hii side ingine, you all have a lot of expectations with people who are on this side. Instead of doing that, why don't you try and like have expectations for yourself? You get usikakwe ati wewe kwanza unafai kukishi sijui wapi, unafai kukidrive gari gani, unafai kukiwa na lifestyle inakaje, unafai kumedunga sijui nini inakaje. You get why don't you have these expectations for yourself without feeling the need to have expectations concerning someone else's life? Because sengine kwanga all of these things hizo zenye awa wanasema nafai kwa hivi, cause mko kwenye comment sections, bloggers nao wachukue waandike huko kwenye stories, ameonekana anakafukara na kamesambaratika. But at the end of the day, as much as you're writing all of this, what expectations do you have for yourself as a person? What if someone else came and started telling you, by the way, hizi vitu zote unaandika, mbona unaandika hizi vitu zote nika uli make it kwa life? You get mbona unaandika hizi vitu zote ni kama unaishi sijui kwa na maboma ngapi, you have the perfect life, mbona unaandika hizi vitu zote ni kama like you get even at the end of the day, the expectations expectations here, you know, the person someone is supposed to be with is supposed to be A, B, C, D. Says mtu ako XYZ katienda. As in, at the end of the day, have expectations for your own life instead of putting your mouth and your nosiness.
Like,
I was looking for a good word.
Engage
in other
your
people's
brain.
things.
Yeah.
And like I said, si lazima ukwe na opinion. You get? You can have an opinion up here, but you don't have to verbalize it. Ama you text it. Ama you write it. Ama feel the need that you need to say it.
Yeah, because some people are not strong enough. You know, as you can say it and it bounces off with ukana, you crack a joke and it's over.
But
you know what I mean?
Not everyone, for you.
Yeah, it's been a journey. Even me personally, it's been a journey for me to get there. But there are people who are not strong enough, or they don't have the support system to like help them get past those things. You know what I mean? So be kind, guys.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we all struggle with different things. That I'm very sure hata wewe mwenye unatuwatch kuna kitu na struggle nayo. You get? Hakuna mtu ana ile struggle yenye tu anapambana nayo. Ama the things you're going through, because this is life. Life happens, things happen. And sometimes situations ufanyika and you can't do anything about it. You just have to go through it and grow through it and, you know, try to get yourself back into a better position to be a better person. If you could just focus on the good things in this world rather than trying to like kick negativity.
Put people down,
Na ile negativity ya kuchochwa, you get? The way unapatanga watu wanatukana msee, then you from nowhere, like you ulikuwa tunapita kwa social media streets, then you're already over there also insulting someone. Unasoma comments unaona hii matusi manzi inaweza acha nichangie pia mimi for no good reason. Sometimes before you text or you write whatever you're writing, the nonsense you're writing, jiulize, why am I even writing this? You get? Clearly, like, why do I have to write this? Ask yourself, and ask yourself, ingekuwa ni wewe uko hapo hivyo, mtu akuja kuandikia nonsense unaandika, how would you feel? How would you feel as a person? Put yourself in people's shoes.
But we also we also need to listen to people's cry for help. Sometimes it's a comment on Facebook. You know, sometimes it's maybe what you find they've written something funny or drawn something funny. I remember when my brother was in high school, I think there's a Form 3 student who like killed herself, but like her books, she used to draw very dark things. You know what I mean? Like you could tell, like once they saw the book, or rather I think a teacher had seen the book or something, they could tell she was not okay. So we need to start listening to people's cry for help. When someone writes something on social media, usiende uchangie hapo useme unajifanya sijui nini. If you are a friend to that person, call that person and just find out how they are, because sometimes all it takes is a phone call. Like there's a movie I watched, I think it's called Be Kind Rewind, and this girl kept going back to save that girl who committed suicide. She kept doing things differently, but the final part when she actually talked to the girl and asked her, how are you doing, what's going on, that's when she didn't kill herself. It takes one small thing, a phone call, a comment, something, just something small. Just say it, or just call and find out. Even though if you're really good friends with that person, you know when they're jifanyai. Just also, press them to ask them what is wrong, because once they talk about it, it's like half of the problem is solved. You know?
Also, there's these stories about living within your means. I have a friend who has wallowed in debts for the longest time. Now, we're not very close right now, but is this person who could borrow me money and then analipa Kush, and then Kush, simi bado nataka do yangu, akope Joyce, anilipe, like atashinda ever in debts. Like, can we normalize just living within our means? Acha tu hii vitu zote, hizi pressure za social media wachana. Kama unafuatana na kuna vitu wanapostingi zenye unafeel unaweza taka kukua nazo vibaya sana, and it's actually detrimental to your health, unfollow Nana. No, unfollow Nana, because
if it's detrimental to your health, you just unfollow.
Nakupatia like you're not getting the right thing from whatever. Like I think hata ni kitu nimekuwa nikiemphasize sana from last year. I was like, at the end of the day, when it comes to what you're following, you get, be very cautionate about it, be very picky and intentional with the pages that you follow. But the problem is, kama wewe huyu mtu unatakanga tu daku, yani wewe unatakanga kutafuta mtu anafanya nini ndio uende uchukue hiyo, uende upige watu kama moshene. You need to sit down and like angalia maisha yako, there's something wrong.
Let me read some of the SMSs that you guys are sending. There's someone who's saying, I'm below 20. Every day I desire to commit suicide because my body is growing extremely that I feel it's too much, especially my upper body. I feel so low. Let me tell you something. As someone who had self-esteem issues because of also, you know, my upper body, you only have this body for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? If there's nothing much you can do to change it, then just accept it and love yourself the way it is. Because can you imagine if your mother found out that you killed yourself because you have upper body issues? How is she going to feel? You know, sometimes you have to think of the people around you and how your decisions will affect them. You can't just want to commit suicide because, I don't like my upper body. No. Talk to someone about it, or just I know it's hard to be positive about your body, but tell yourself something nice about your body every day. Trust me, to make a difference. Don't worry about the things that you don't like. Focus on the things that you like every day, and imagine you'll feel better.
Yeah.
Unless,
But
yeah.
you see, depressions ni mingi. Kuna depression pia, your clinical, there's postpartum depression that you get after having kids, and you have, is it called the blue baby? I don't know, it's blue, baby blues. So you have this new child, and you have no manual. You don't know what to do to this child. I think I went through that a little bit, but mine was not, of course, nile niko, I am trained huyu, aya. Ananyonyeshwa aje, sijui. Anabapiwa, ata, bapi ngangoa, I don't know nothing. Nashangaa mtu analianga tu all the time.
Even from people who get help from their mothers, it's still a struggle.
Especially first-time moms, it's such a struggle. And there are groups, supportive groups even on Facebook that help moms who are new. Yani ukiingia pale unaona uko na shida kubwa sana, ukiingia unaandika hivi, unasolviwa, unaonyeshwa there are bigger problems, you know. So let's just be mindful. If you have a child, join those support groups. I remember there's one on Baby Center. It's actually an app. And your Baby Center, ata sahi, like if I gave birth in 2017, there was a group for 2017 moms. And we'll talk. Like kuna discuss to new moms, this is what I'm going through. And you actually talk to people. And I don't know these people. You know, but at the end of the day, it's support.
You know, sometimes it's so much easier to talk to a stranger than to someone you know.
Absolutely.
That's why these hotlines are there for a reason. Like, just call that number. Even though you want to say something stupid, they'll listen. And the minute you say it, it's a load off your chest. And you feel so much better. Let me just read one more SMS. I'm seeing so many of them. I think we'll handle them after the break, but let me just read one before we move. Ni Warogoro from Nanyuki. On life spot, depression occurs to many because of how we knew to get success from our generation. I mean, I guess you think talking about the pressures that we put on ourselves as a generation, but we'll read more of your SMSs and probably like help you guys out after the break. So we'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back, everybody. And if you've just joined us, we're talking about you know, depression and, you know, it being the reason why people commit suicide. And you guys have a lot of feedback, so I want to read some of them. So someone is saying, first and foremost, we should create awareness that depression is real, to let those who are suffering know where they can access help. That's true. Like, we should open a forum for, you know, guys to talk about their problems. There's someone here who's saying, where was it? I lost it. Oh, someone here is saying, good evening, ladies. I'm one boy from Roiro. And about the topic of depression, it's so real because I'm going through it because I lost my dad. That's also a very common cause of depression, you know, when you lose someone, loss. So look for a grief counselor, or just talk to, your dad was a brother, sister, husband to somebody. Talk to other people who feel the same loss that you do. It might help a lot. And if it doesn't, then you might as well just get professional help. And let me see if I can find another one. There's someone here who was talking about I lost it. It's okay, you can continue to the other ones.
I was checking Healthline and I see the causes, some of the causes of depression and how you actually feel. There's not causes, signs and symptoms. Now there's a feelings of sadness or emptiness. That is actually one sign. Trouble with memory or decisions, like you cannot you're very indecisive and you lose memory. That could be a sign. Does not have to be a telltale sign, but could be a risk of heart attack. You risk yourself getting a heart attack if you keep on, you know, subjecting yourself to this thing that you do not go for, you know, health mediation or something. Weight fluctuations could actually also lead. There's fatigue, you feel fatigued, umechoka tu. Insomnia, watu wa insomnia, mimi nakonga nayo lakini si depression. But if you really suffer very inaitwaje, like depression,
yangu inakuanga weight loss.
I
can look like a stick. I'll be like 47 kgs.
My God. And normally you're
like 50, 51.
Oh wow.
But so it makes a difference on petite people. 2 kgs makes a very big difference.
I know, because you've gained a few.
Exactly.
Depression can keep you awake at night. This may be related to difficulties getting comfortable or quieting the mind. You can't silence the voices in your head. It's like ni state of pandemonium.
Yeah.
Preoccupation with death, what you said, loss, nini, feeling of clinginess. I didn't know that.
Mine is not clinginess, it's the opposite. Now I just detached from
Detached
everyone,
from
because I remember
people.
like after I lost my dad,
Yeah.
I remember like everything was fine in terms of my life. I was working, you know, I had a job, everything was good, I was able to pay rent, I was able to like live my life, but I just felt like I'm not happy. Like if there's nothing that brought me happiness, you know what I mean? But I think because of having friends that I could talk to about, you know, what I'm feeling and stuff, it really helped. Like even just telling someone, or even just going to your friend's house and crying. I did that a lot. My friend just used to come and just hold me as I cried. It helps a lot, trust me. Just have an outlet.
I'm like, I think I'll go back to the lady who was talking about you know, self-esteem, I don't know, our upper bodies, you know, things are happening and all that. I'm like, I always say this: who said what beautiful is, what beautiful should look like, or you know, what standards have been set? Who set those standards? No one. Just the way you are, you're very beautiful. Exactly, you're beautiful in your own way. I feel like we feed on so much on social media, vitu zenye zinasema, oh, kama we ni msupu unafai kuona kaa hivi na hivi na hivi.
That's brainwashing. We've been brainwashed that there's only one standard of beauty.
Exactly. Ati kama una tanye kidogo kidogo, you are not what. If you don't have this, like you have a problem. Like you are just made from God's own image. Na utajuaje kama Mungu akai kama wewe, by the way? Utajuaje kama God doesn't look like you? So at the end of the day, learn to love yourself. I know it's a struggle saying, like you always have this fighting with your inner self. You're like, am I good enough? Do I look great? Do I need to change something? Do I need to adjust? Clearly I was light skinned, but I'm back to my original color. This is the first time I'm saying it out loud. But I want to tell you guys, like, it's okay to be you. It's okay to love you for who you are. It's okay to, the way you are okay. Don't be deceived by the so-called, I don't know, social media. You need to be looking ABCD so that you fly, so that you have, I don't know. Whoever is supposed to love you will love you the way you are. Whoever is supposed to be in your life will be there because of the person that you are. Not this other thing you think you need to be for them to be there. Ni watu fake, by the way.
That's true.
Vile tulikuwa tuna brainwashiwa tukiwa high school. Remember when unaambiwa, oh, unajua machali wa supuni wa light skin. Uangalie mpaka uangalie dark skin. Uko wewe, I am focused.
I used to be the same in high school.
To realize, my God,
that's
no.
Men are very handsome.